Ah, there we go. I was on mute. There we go. I was on mute. Thank you for the DM. I will have a look. Hello, hello. My name is now Stanley, and I quit my job as an IT service desk. Well, a service desk analyst. And now I'm going to be a man named Stanley in the office. Well, exactly my thing. And I had to play with my audio settings because none of them were working today. It was really annoying. So, yes. I have chaos around me. It's my first stream back. To be prepared for mistakes, some slip-ups. But we will roll with it. Stretching already? I did loads of stretching earlier. I did yoga. Oh, thank you. It's good chatting to you too, actually. It's nice chatting to a fellow MSer as well. You can always drop me a message whenever, so you're more than welcome. Woo! Thanks for the hype! In my dino jumper. So, we are going to be playing the Stanley Parable. And I'm going to go work in an office, which is not too dissimilar to my current job. But let's go and begin.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Woo! Hype
This
train!
is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Wow, sounds like my kind of job.
If considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Who's to say I wasn't made for that job?
Was happy.
I was.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Rude.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Well, I suppose this is where I begin. Oh, look at my office. Look at it. It's so neat. I hate Mondays. Yeah, I'm Garfield. I do hate Mondays and I love lasagna. Game volume. Okay, hold on. Let me change the settings. It is up. Let me just have a play with the settings. Right, hopefully that'll be a bit better. I'm hoping. Let me know how it is. Because I know I had to play with my audio settings earlier, which was super annoying. I might turn my mic down a little bit as well. No, I can't get in the door.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hold on. Oh, was it? Okay. As long as you guys can hear everything okay, that's the main thing. If you struggle to hear anything, let me know, because I won't know until I play it back later. Another hate Mondays.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
But where are they?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy?
Trophy, yes.
Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
20, don't challenge me.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
What? You're making me use my brain. I am back, Walker. I am.
No. I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost.
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Okay, where's 417? 417. Where are you? Ah, there you are.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Oh, for God's sake. I'm sure you're just taking the mick out of me now. Aha!
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now,
I'm doing
door
all right.
415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Oh, for God's sake.
Now, back to door number 437.
Wait a minute, what? 4B6? Gimme. No.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy
There,
machine?
guys. The copy machine.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
This narrator's taking the mick out of me.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great!
Woo!
You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it
Office
up.
party.
Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Oh, for God's sake. I was having fun on my desk. I was having that desk fun.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Do I need an adult? He's getting a bit too excited about this.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430! Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
I think I need an adult. Anyway, back to where I was. I like work just like I hate my boss. Smile. Smile. Boop. Boop. All your spreadsheets are gone. Who farted? Be my Valentine. Oh, somebody else's work. Bye. Whee!
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So I think what I'm going to do is do what the guy tells me to do, and then I will go off on a little adventure.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling
Oh,
a wave
no.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Why would I want to do that though? Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. But what if I am the whiteboard manager? IT department. That's where I work. Mergers, weekly review, pranking floors meeting. They are pranking floors? And office parties? Oh, come on, I definitely need to work here. Not cost efficient. Standardized graphs. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. How does that make any sense? Complete today's unfinished agenda. Reflect. Who moved my desk? Desks are pretty huge, so it must have taken an army. Please do not steal. But I want to steal it now. If you either find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined towards conflict. Oh, what? I was reading that. What are your dreams for the future? Comatose. Less air. A pollution. Mitosis. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work. Oh, that's me. All the time, every day. Oh. I could sit here for ages reading these. What do people want? Things, money, more money. Things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. Everyone is unique. You most of all. A broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nope. Because what if
There was
is
nothing
something?
here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
But that gives me more reason to be here, right?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Well, you know, I'm good at that.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing?
Yep.
Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Why are you confused? A wrench.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If
Yep.
I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Who says I have any friends?
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Now, what I do in my free time is none of your business, Mr. Narrator.
Well, I've come to a
really do
very
that.
definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I know, right? It's so ironic. But thanks for the hydrate, Walker. Thanks for the hydrate. Honestly, the fact that he comes out with these weird quips. I've seen a couple of clips, and I have played this like a couple of times. But yeah, it's a bit. It was just like, oh, okay, yeah, you're talking about someone who's got dodgy central nervous system as it is.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
I don't know about that.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Man, he's so moody. I'm just having fun winding him up in the broom closet. Broom, not bloom. Broom. Hi, CDE. Yeah, just exploring the
Coming
Stanley
to a
parable.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Of course, it's my favourite. He gets so shirty with me. Ooh, executive bathrooms, the best of all bathrooms. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Okay. Extreme bathrooms. Wonder what's so extreme about bathrooms. And a Time magazine. That's ironic. I don't get the 2 cups of water next to the toilet though. Unless you would drink toilet water. Yep. Case closed. I'm a vampire. I can't see my own reflection. Hey look, there's a 3rd class. Can't go through those doors, okay. Business time. What a catchy way to do a magazine. The beige pages, not yellow pages.
Stepping into his manager's office,
No,
Stanley
let
was
me
once
out.
again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Well, it's I live in like Sussex, East Sussex, but I kind of have a mix between
Stanley
South
just
London
sat around
accent
twiddling his thumbs.
and then
Trying
like
to input anything on the device was useless, since he
Sussex
could never
accent.
possibly know
If that's
that the
any sort of
combination was
contemplating.
2845.
if that's any way of explaining it properly, that is.
2845.
All right, keep your knickers on.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to
Oh, no.
input the correct
Oh, no.
code by sheer luck.
Oh no, I'm in the dark. Oh,
Amazing.
light.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Link Plus. Okay, that's fine. Looks like something out of Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh, okay. What do you do for work?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the
I
nature
probably
of
live
his
about
job.
an hour away from
Why did he feel
Brighton
this
and about an
now,
hour and a half,
when for
2
years
hours
it
away
had
from
never
London.
occurred to him? This
So-
question would not go unanswered for
So
long.
that's me. You can kind of guess where I am then from that sort of like statement without me saying.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, okay. Whereabouts up north are you? I've got friends up north and things as well. Brewery sounds fun. I've never done it before. There's nothing wrong with being nosy. If you don't ask, you don't know, as it were. Escape. I know that says escape, but escape sounds better. Oh, okay, you're up that way. Ah, I've been to Liverpool once when I was younger. This is probably back when I was at school. I went with a friend. It was quite fun.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible
TV.
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Mondays. There's nothing else I can put. What's that say? Can't read it.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each
What
bore
does
the
that one
number
say?
of an employee in the building, Stanley's
Ooh.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Yeah, to be fair, Brighton has a lot of good food places. I can't really comment on the ones for Liverpool because I've not really been that way for a long time. But I can imagine they've got some good food places there as well. Like a lot of places up north and in London and stuff have good food places. Fired. I wonder why they're perving on all of us.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Oh,
Had
no.
Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I thought that was the same in any job.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Never.
It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Doesn't everybody?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Oh, nothing happens when I go down here. Oh. I thought it'd be like a black hole or something.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I'm in the dark. I think I killed it.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had
Woo, I won
defeated
the
the machine!
game.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Well,
How
it did
had
say
he
the end
been
is
freed
never,
from the
so I don't
machine's
think it is
grasp?
actually fully over
What
yet.
other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber,
think I'm
he
lost.
realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Look at that beautiful
it was
blue sky.
perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This
Look
was
at that
exactly
view. That
the
view's
way,
amazing.
right now,
That's like Scotland
that
views.
things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And I'm back again. But this time I'm not going to quite listen to him. Because obviously, you know, I don't do Groundhog Day.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I really want to know what's down there. I'm hoping I'll get to see what's down there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, I can't go that way. Okay. Well, let's go to the right today. Let's go to
This
the
was
right.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Maybe I do. There's no windows apart from the windows to the hall. Like, that's got to be very weird.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Such beautiful blue carpets. Number 1 dad.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished,
Fuel.
here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Of course. I mean, who doesn't want to see a painting of a blue, calm sea or a
At this point,
leaf?
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Wow. You're not a very nice
But
man.
at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Nah, I don't want to go through that door. Trees! I see trees.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah, that's true. He is a very sassy narrator. Narrator. I don't know. Ooh, another cup. Number 1. Damn it, I don't have a key card. I want to go on that ledge. I wonder if I can jump off on that ledge.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Are you not?
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is
No, I
that
have
the
to judge
story
this
has been
just
about
right,
nothing but
otherwise
you
I could
all this
actually die
time.
from this.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you... What? Really?
I did it!
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Absolutely.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Absolutely.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
No, you creepy man. Danger. Danger everywhere. Yep. That is true. You never know when you're going to come across danger. Boxes, playing video games, even walking down the street. 2B1. Fragile. 2B3. Warning, do not stand on this side of fence. Well, I can't fit, I'm too fat. Cargo Operator's Manual. Your comprehensive resource for using the cargo lift. No buckets. Where's my bucket then? Guys, can I have a bucket please? Where's the bucket? Fine, I will go without my bucket. 2B4, 2B5.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Red.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Red.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Red.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here.
Oh.
I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken
Chris, it
rooms,
was red.
exposed developer textures. Is this what
I
you
might be
wanted?
colourblind, you
Was
never
it
know.
worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Eeny, meeny, miny. Mo. I'm going to go through Mo, even though it wasn't quite Mo. It was Miney.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
What number? What number do I choose? Do I choose a 1 to annoy him or 5 to make him super happy? What do I do? Do I want to be mean and give him a 3? Or do I want to be okay and give him a 2? Or do I want to be passive? Which one do I push? I'm going to go for a 2.
Now this is useful. You didn't
Oh.
like it, but you didn't totally hate it either. You enjoyed it, perhaps is the correct term.
Yeah, it was
didn't
enduring.
cause you excruciating pain.
It did.
Big steps we've made here today, Stanley. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version.
Okay.
And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
I wouldn't say... Huh? Oh! Worldwide leaderboard! Well, I suck at this game, don't I? Well, back through the dodgy door I go.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing.
Okay.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over.
Oh.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Okay.
Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Do you remember people used to draw them all over their planners at school? The little S's. Clawtox. Suds. Goldman. Space Puffs. Truck Alaska. just wondering whether or not this was made by the same people that made this game. Maybe.
Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close
I
call.
was going to go on a wall.
You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Can I escape? Oh. I cannot escape.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost
Yay!
here. Now this is game design.
Rocket League.
Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
I suck at Rocket League, by the way.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the
Rocket
bases
League.
and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Yay! Ball! Ball, 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 ball. Ball, ball, ball.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
It
Is
is.
it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience.
More
I'm going to
balls?
try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
More? Oh no, I'm drowning in balls. That doesn't sound right at all. That sounds awful. Why the hell did I just say that? My mind is just terrible, guys.
Are you enjoying
My
this,
mind is
Stanley?
absolutely
Are you having
terrible.
fun? Is this a real video game?
It is.
Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Hello? Hello? Mr. Narrator. Ah! Oh. I'm in a creepy room. I hope nothing's going to jump out at me. Oh, someone's been in the bag of flour again. Follow the light. Follow the light. Follow the light. Ooh. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Ah. Well, I thought you were meant to follow.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Oh, look, I'm back. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't know.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content? Okay.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Want to go that way? Fine, I'll go down this way. You did say new content, so it's got to be something fun, right? Ooh, a fairground ride. I get to go on a ride. Right, let's go on this ride. Let's see where it takes us. Going around, going around. This is dodgy.
Hello, and
pipeline.
thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Smiley face.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Okay, God. Jump
All right.
circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, I can't jump though. I can jump. Woo! Yay! This is so much fun. Jump, 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 jump for my love. Jumping. Oh. But I want to jump.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Yes,
If
it
this is
is.
new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
You let me
If
down.
you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Aww.
What do you say, friend?
Oh.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Okay, you're the boss man. Coffee nut. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be, but it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I
Yeah.
made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Will I need an adult?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been
Oh.
storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
So, buy on pressurized gas or download the demo. Shapes, graphs. Indoors monthly. Woohoo! Indoors monthly. Good times. A trip down memory lane. Oh, when things used to be on discs. Smile because it happened. Don't play for 5 years. It's impossible to get this achievement. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Well, I have to say they are quite tough. bench and those views. Can I go out and see? Can I see them? Fine.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing.
Aww.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Elevator content? Where's the elevator? Memory zone maintenance. Okay. Hold on a second. Who's been taking pictures of me at my desk? The tasteful, nostalgic. It was good. Person of the year. Why do I not have a face?
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
No,
all they
it
had
did
to do
not.
was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Well, carpet textures. Sauce, but not the sauce you have on chips. It's the programming sauce. Literally anything. People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything, and I can't get me words out. A bike. 29. Memories. The serious room. Ooh. Let me in. Let me into the serious room. Ah, the Stanley Parable. For Scott K. Who's Scott K?
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Creepy doorway's open.
Wait,
I can go down the creepy
hang on.
doorway.
I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny!
Oh
I'm
dear.
not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Well, he's not a very happy narrator now. I think he might try and kill me. And it's raining as well, so that's not a very good sign either.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Oh, don't feel that way, narrator. We all have projects that we fail at. We just gotta work on them. Doesn't mean we're a failure.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record.
Oh, I'm sure you're not
Only
failing,
positive
Walker.
reviews of the Stanley
I'm sure you
Parable.
don't always
That's
fail.
my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do
I mean, I
anything
fail.
for the customer, Stanley.
But not
yes,
always.
a skip button we shall have.
Yay, I get my skip button. Whee! Ooh. He made a room.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course,
Yay.
I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again.
Push the button
I think the
again.
skip
Okay.
button- Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every
No, I'm
angle. I've
trapped.
checked every one of those walls a
me out.
1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe... Oh, Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
A week?
2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me
No.
describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a...
Hello? Narrator. Time to wake up. Time to wake up for school.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said...
Narrator.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end,
Oh,
is never
he's
the
cracked.
end,
He's
is
gone
never the
crazy.
end, is never the end, is never
Guys, I
the
need an
end, is
adult.
never the
I need
end,
to be
is never the
saved.
end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the...
Oh my god, it's collapsed. Hello? Daylight! Hello? Anybody out there? Doctor Who, come save me. My plants have gone. Oh, I don't like that sound. I'm scared. Hello? I'm in the desert now? How did I get into the desert? Am I the only living person left on Earth? Ooh, sun. I'm coming to you, sunshine. I'm coming. into the light. Oh, it's gone. Oh, well, I'm back in the office again, so that's something.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. Oh, I've got to go in there. It's a neon
good.
sign.
You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very
Stretchy
exciting
time.
to show you.
Stretchy time. Give me a sec. Right, I am back again. Right, back to the new content. Which, by the way, I can only apologise, guys. I am not quite energetic because I am actually really nervous. So, don't panic. When I get into the swinger things again, I will be more bubbly. But at the minute, I'm all over the joint, so...
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Oh, thanks, Walker.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Number 2. New mug.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a
Time to
measly
wake
port
up.
with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so
Testing
many
2 printers
possibilities.
at the
It
same
could go in
time.
so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
The end is never the end again. 427. Investor Showcase.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Oh, I can't go back out that way. The colour red.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but
Oh.
let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 arms, 2 legs, question mark. Who took the red marker? Me. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, City, Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2. Okay. some solid things in there. This way to the show floor. Ooh, show floor. New features. I want to get on the bus. Wait, did that say no carrots? Oh no, no food. Okay. No carrots. Whee! Up the stairs I go. Never mug. Oh, who farted?
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Merch. Wonder if that QR code actually works. I have not played Observation Duty, no. Is it one of those games that I should play? Hear your name in the game. Okay then.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Okay, let's give it a go.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
Oh.
But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to
Okay.
really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Hi everyone, my name's Jim and today I am playing the Stanley Parable. Oh, okay, that sounds like fun actually. I need to play that then.
Jim.
Yes, you see, what a thrill, what a
Said
rush.
my
That
name.
was you.
My name
The
being
button
Jim.
described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
But I'm Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
Jim.
I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
No, I want to be Jim. I am Jim. My name is Jim. Fine.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Oh, kind of cut off some monologue there. Sorry, guys. Infinite hole, yes. Fast and easy trophy. Let's go get the trophy first. Free trophy. Get yours right now. Pull the lever. Lever? 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 Oh, is it? I don't mind a bit spooky though. As long as it's not got any jump scares in it. As we all know that jump scares make me absolutely cap myself.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley.
but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I wonder if I just keep pushing this whether or not something will happen. Okay, yeah, nothing's gonna happen, is it?
What
Let's
else?
go down the
What other
infinite
exhibits
hole, the
haven't we
infinite
seen
hole,
yet?
the infinite hole. No screenshots. Why not?
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right.
That sounds
Infinite
so
falling.
fun.
You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole,
Oh,
you can
okay,
press
that
the
sounds good,
teleport
though.
button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite?
Yes.
Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
Ow.
Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
No, maybe you're the problem.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even... Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you.
No, it's
The
you.
problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of...
Ow.
Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I
Yeah.
couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled.
Not
Ready
at
to
all.
have scosh. How could I have guessed? You're back in the hole.
Damn
If
right.
this starts to become a thing where...
Ow.
Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep,
That's
even by
because
the
it's not.
lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Okay, I'm done now.
Is the, teleport button not working?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Just me and you, Hole. With my cigarette butts and my new mug and my meeting at 2 p.m. Every pause button is a Roman numeral. Oh, okay. Yay! And you, Walker. Of course. How could I forget? Okay, seriously. How do I even get out of this hole now? Am I stuck here? Am I stuck? Hello? Oh. Hello? Goodbye, outside world. Goodbye, Walker. Goodbye, everyone else. Was nice knowing you. Change your perspective. Oh. I've got a different view of the hole. I'm not really going anywhere, Walker. I was only playing. Ooh, another view. Dun dun dun. God damn it, I'm ugly. Well, maybe it's just the angle though. You can see right up his nose. Doggies! Oh, look at them. Look at the little doggies.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't
I
have
was
that,
dreaming.
Stanley, because this hole
But I
is
saw
just
doggies.
so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Circle run, circle run, circle run. Oh!
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The baby is all grown up. Consistent quality with just the right amount of change. Red is the new orange. A whole new office. Ugh, that's a horrible carpet. The new updated ray trace, more the same but in a good way sequel to the. You are here. Investor Showcase. Welcome. New features, new content, new game. Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Collect them all. Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Yay!
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic. You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Let me jump. Where's my burrito? Where's my burrito? Shall we be Jim again? So let's go back and be Jim. Oh, I can't go back and be Jim. Oh, I want to be Jim. That's my name. The reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I got me a
Does
bucket.
anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this
sorry,
one.
I skipped the content
I
again.
think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Happy 12th birthday, step-niece. Don't know who you are.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Okay. Doobie-doo, doobie-doo. So where am I meant to go now? Let's see if I can get that trophy again. Okay, I can't get that trophy. But is there anything else here at all? I've got my bucket.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about it.
Why do I think this one's
Here we
gonna be
go,
even more worse?
version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley?
That
This isn't a
carpet's horrible.
coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original.
Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of
Excuse
every
me, guys.
year.
Sorry about that.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yeah, I did pick up the bucket. I have me a bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your
it's my
companion
bucket.
and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk,
My
that it has to
bucket.
resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your
Maybe.
life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
Bad
Expand
broom
on the
closet.
wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point
Bad
by
broom
point.
closet.
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Bad broom closet. This is my bucket.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Damn it, I keep cutting off dialogue. Sorry guys, I keep doing that. It's really a pain.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Damn right.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
It sure
Yes,
was.
this is certainly the most logical explanation.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
didn't.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door
Well, it's been
behind
nice
them was
knowing
not
you,
shut.
Bucket.
Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Ooh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
Oh,
This is
no.
what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Goodbye, narrator. Oh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
You mean I'm free?
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Ooh. You were standing at the much like the bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a carnivorous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Bucket! Yes! Yeah, I got the bucket. It was my bucket and then it got crushed. So I'm very sad that it got crushed. Rest in peace, bucket. I hardly knew ye. Yes, so the mind becomes full, rich, and is substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge that we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? The darkness. Hi! I am having a good stream. It's my first stream back in a while, so I'm not so energetic as I usually am because I am super nervous. So if I don't sound as energetic, it's probably
Can you
because of
see
the
how
nerves.
arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that
Hope you're
blinded
doing
him?
well,
Can you see that the
Kyando,
bucket
is
is
it?
far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
I hope you're doing well, Kyando. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I'm so sorry, but I hope you are doing well. I'm glad you are doing well as well. I've just seen your response. It's a sea of buckets. 25 buckets. A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as the result of euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. Oh, it's a made up word, right. That makes sense. Sorry, I have to keep drinking because I don't want to keep coughing on stream, so the only time to avoid it is just by drinking. So if I'm drinking a lot, that is why. Oh, okay. So I haven't made a fool out of myself then. A bucket with two handles. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Indeed it is, yeah. I need to up my water intake, hence why my water bottle is so massive. But it gets it in there. And this lasts the whole day. So I feel I had it about up to here this morning, drank all that, and then yeah, I've refilled it. Inferno bucket. a replica of the Inferno bucket, which was in the medieval era, so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains, no one can control a bucket. It certainly did kick the bucket. It's a shame it didn't have a bucket list. Oh look, cavemen and buckets. Cave drawing. Obviously you're going to have to pause to read
No
these.
man can
I'm not
own a
gonna read all of
bucket,
them.
and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
We are not worthy. We are not worthy. The hanging bucket. Ooh. Me wanty. Ah! Ooh. Hello?
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Did you just kill me? No, buckets are all powerful. But that woman just killed me. I am now in the ghost of Stanley.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The bucket! Give me.
Stanley lifted the
Yay.
bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Aww.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Right. Yay.
This was not the correct
Got
way
it
to the
right.
meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley
Absolutely.
thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Fine.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Goodbye, cruel world.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've
You
come
are?
together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content.
But I
We're
like
the
my
ones that matter,
bucket.
Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure
Okay,
Line and the
thank you
Broom
for the
Closet.
look.
Because that's what
I
fans
will
want from a
enjoy.
sequel. They
Thank
want
you for
more of their
watching,
favorite
and I
jokes,
hope you
not
have a
this
good
bucket
evening.
that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes,
Good.
yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Yay, I'm going to do the adventure line.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the
Yay!
fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's
But I
why I'm very
can't.
proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Guys,
Can you guess what
seriously,
the Bucket
save my
Destroyer
bucket.
does?
Save the
Surely you
bucket.
don't need me
Put
to
F
spell
in
it
chat
out for you.
bucket.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
No.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity
I'm
and
keeping the
nuance that
bucket.
it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to
Never.
the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry
How's
and...
keep the bucket?
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Am I in heaven? Oh, this is different.
All of his co-workers were gone. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the
Damn
place
right.
to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
Yeah.
No, never
Because
mind.
most
The bucket
meetings
was
can
wrong.
be
Stanley took the
emails.
door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Yay.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Happy 12th birthday, Stephanie.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why, but Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
as my great... What? No way! I killed my game! Wow. I killed my game. I jumped to my death and I killed my game. Wow. I can't believe that's just happened. Well, I think if that's a sign, I think I'm going to call it a night now, because I've done 2 hours and 11 minutes, so I think I'm going to call it a night. I might be back tomorrow, and if I'm feeling brave enough, because I have to do it via keyboard controls, I might be playing some Simpsons Hit and Run. So, I will probably stream tomorrow. If not tomorrow, it'll be Friday. So it'll be either one of those 2 days, but I will be back, as the Terminator always said. So I'm gonna love you and leave you all. Oh, you excited for Simpsons Hit and Run, are you? Yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow or back Friday with some Simpsons Hit and Run. Bear in mind it's a keyboard, so I'm slightly shit at driving on keyboards, but I'm hoping that you guys will stick around and enjoy the game. So I will catch you all later, and yeah, I will see you guys again soon. Good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are, and have a great day. Bye.